Hello, my name is Beaux Meyers. I am from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I am a master's candidate in the Sport, Exercise, and Performance Psychology program here at the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. I am anticipating to graduate in the spring of 2022, and I completed my undergraduate studies in psychology at St. Norbert College in De Pere, Wisconsin. So I chose UWGB because of the proximity to home. Being from Green Bay, it was important for me to be close to my family and friends, especially amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, when we're unsure of the future and kind of what it holds with regards to our health. I also chose the program because of the diversity in the student population. I feel like the diverse population is a strong suit of UWGB and allows the students to really become familiar and comfortable with people that are different than ourselves. So I chose this program because of the advisors, Dr. Alan Chu and Dr. Joanna Morrissey. I feel they are very up to date with the recent findings and literature of the field, and they consistently challenge us to use this knowledge and our own understanding of the field as well as our research or our application in the future. And I feel that Dr. Alan Chu and Dr. Joanna Morrissey really have the best interest in mind for their students, and I feel like through their consistent challenging of the students, they're making better and more ethical practitioners in the future of sports psychology. My current research is regarding imagery interventions with collegiate golfers. And for those that don't know, imagery is when one uses their mind to create or recreate an image in their head about their sport context. So for example, this would be like a basketball player imagining themselves shooting a game-winning free throw or a game-winning shot to become more familiar with a certain scenario. Or with a golfer, for example, this would be imagining themselves hit a drive off the tee on the first or second hole or any other scenario in their sport. And basically what I'm trying to do is see the difference between two different imagery interventions. One is traditional imagery and the other is PETLEP imagery. And I'm seeing which one is more beneficial for changing imagery ability as well as improving golf performance during the intervention. So I first became interested in sports psychology during my undergraduate studies as a collegiate golfer. As a collegiate golfer and a former collegiate athlete as a whole, I was looking for any edge over my competition. So with the advice and help of one of my undergraduate advisors, she taught me and kind of led me to do more research about sports psychology and what sports psychology is. So after doing some more research of my own and implementing a little bit of skills here and there through some of the ones that were online and via apps, I really started to think about doing this as a career. So I did some more research and some discussions with my undergraduate advisor, and she said that this was a realistic opportunity for me and that UWGB was coming out with a program in the fall of 2020. So I thought that that was the perfect opportunity to jump on the train and try and get studies and educated in sports psychology and develop my career and my future in sports psychology. During the academic year, my day is pretty busy. I work full-time as a medical assistant with a local healthcare clinic, as well as being a full-time student, ranging from 9 to 12 credits depending on the amount of research that I'm conducting, as well as other independent studies I'm taking. So typically I work from about 7 a.m. until 4 or 5 p.m., depending on the physician's schedule. And then the rest of the day I'm devoting to my homework or doing my thesis studies, as well as just reading research articles, trying to keep up to date with the recent findings in the field of sports psychology. So my favorite thing about being a student at UWGB is how diverse the student population is. I feel like we are given the chance to interact and engage with people from various backgrounds, whether it's racial, ethnic, religious, or any other diverse populations. I feel like the campus really allows us and gives us the opportunity to engage with people that are different than us. And my favorite thing about the sports psychology program is really how much of a family it is. Coming in without knowing a single person into the program, I feel like I was able to really grow some unique friendships and friendships that will last a lifetime essentially. Each of the people bring their own perspective and is really a valuable member to the program. And I feel like the program has done a really good job of creating and selecting individuals that were a good fit for the program and for the school as a whole. So the thing that surprised me most about being in grad school is how much I truly enjoy the process and the experience of graduate studies. During my undergraduate studies, I was always very motivated and enjoyed going to my classes, but I feel that the graduate studies and the graduate program has really accentuated that, and I feel I've only become more motivated to learn, as this is what I'm really hoping to do in the future, and use this knowledge to apply it to my future understanding and practice in sports psychology. So I think the biggest thing is I've felt that I've increased my motivation and my understanding, as well as just being more motivated to do the studies and do the work itself, because I'm more interested in what I'm learning than I was in my undergraduate studies. So my first impression of the program as a student came during orientation week, and this was done during the small breakout sessions that we had when we were tasked to join and group up with other cohort members and several different faculty members. In these little breakout sessions, I felt like the program was really trying to instill the sense of community in the program, and the fact that we would be with these people for 2 years, so we should really get to know the experiences of these people. So I think the program was really trying to instill in us that the program is a community, and I think it just is shown throughout the development through your program that you really become a family with the people in your cohort. So one thing I wish I knew about graduate school before starting is the amount of opportunities that I would have to be involved in research, as well as different applied opportunities. And I wish that I would have taken advantage of those opportunities more, specifically those of the applied opportunities. I was blessed enough to have done a couple presentations, but I wish I would have had more opportunities and chances to do those opportunities to get more comfortable with them, as well as doing research outside of the individual studies that I'm doing right now. So one piece of advice that I would give students that are considering going to grad school is understand how you cope with stressors in your life. I recommend that you understand these stressors and how to best cope with them, and try to learn how to use different coping skills to cope with the different stressors in your life. I suggest mindfulness or meditation. These are wonderful practices that we use in sports psychology that transfer to many different skills and assets of your lives. And I think that it's a useful skill for any grad student coming into a program that they might not be familiar with, or they're going into a scenario or a situation that they're not familiar with or extremely comfortable with. So learning how to balance your life, including your work life, your personal life, as well as your graduate student responsibilities, is a big portion of the first year. And I think I learned this just by going through the motions. And I currently do this by obviously working my full-time job, then just setting aside time to be with the people that I want, as well as creating time in my schedule to do my studies. So for example, I will bring my readings and my articles to work, and I will do some readings during some of the break times that I have, just in order to optimize and maximize the amount of time that I'm spending reading or doing my studies, as well as just understanding how you do the things you do best. So know how to do time management in the best way that's most effective for you, as well as just set aside time to be with the people that you care about, and let them know that you do care about them and care about the time that you spend with them. My current plans after graduation are to pursue my PhD in counseling psychology with an emphasis in sports psychology. Then after that, and hopefully pursuing and completing the PhD, I will open a private practice working with individual athletes, including athletes like golfers, tennis players, as well as motorsport athletes such as Formula One drivers. With this program, I feel I have grown as a student, as a researcher, and as a future sports psychology professional. With the help and advice from Dr. Alan Chu and Dr. Joanna Morrissey, I feel I have really been able to enhance the skills and knowledge that I have about sports psychology and how to use those skills to best inform my research as well as my practice in the future. And I feel like they've really done a good job of creating and establishing a program that really fosters growth and education in the students that are in the program as well as the future students that will be hopefully applying and getting into the program.